way to a hotel just outside of Manchester. The plan wasn't to stay in a hotel. The plan was to drive up in the morning. It'd be like an hour drive. But my research, I missed that there was roadworks and that one of the main motorways going from my house to Manchester, the M56, is shut in a route that I would have gone, and it would have added like half an hour on my journey in the morning, which is a bit of a shame. So I managed to get a hotel by Manchester Airport for relatively cheap tonight. So I'm going up there to stay, and the great thing is it's like 10 minutes away from a park and ride tram stop. So I'll leave the car there in the morning and then go into Manchester to do the run. But yeah, just driving up there now. Left it as late as I can. But yeah, not ideal, but I've stayed in hotels before races, and I tend to find that actually I get a better night's sleep. So, just got to the hotel in the tightest car park space I've ever been in. I'll have to show you that in the morning. The whole hotel is a bit pokey. Smells. But it'll do for a night. Unpack my kit now, do a little kit lay on the bed. Oh, free tea. No Fanta now, unfortunately. So yeah, but we're at the hotel. It took me about an hour and a half to get here. Yeah, it's currently 9:45 at night, so I'll sort my kit out for tomorrow. Probably have a cup of tea, and then I'll be hitting the hay because I'm up at about 5 in the morning. Get breakfast in. I got breakfast with me. So, but yeah. See you later. Good morning. It's 5:52. I got my alarm went off at 5:45. Just gonna have some breakfast now. I'm not taking the GoPro with me just because I feel like it'd be a bit much to carry and try and PB. But I'll take you through my routine in the morning, getting ready. Yeah, let's go and get it. That's breakfast done in record time. Didn't expect to finish that quick. I've got 45 minutes now just to get ready, pack my things away, and then leave to go to the tram stop for 7. So yeah, that's me at the tram stop now. I've got about 15 minutes till my tram, so I'm going to sit in the car for a bit. It's quite chilly this morning, although it's going to get warm later. It's quite chilly, but yeah, sit in my car for a bit, and then we'll go get the tram, and then we're in the town centre and we're ready to go. So this will be the last you see of me until after the race. Got my sunglasses on, so it's nice and sunny, but yeah, see you after the race. Just like that, we're back in the car. Great run, got very hot in the second half. 1 hour, 22 minutes and 58 seconds, which I'm very happy with given the circumstances. About 10k and it got very hot. Yeah, but 10k PB in there as well of 38.49, so I'm happy, really happy. Sub 120 wasn't quite on the cards, but I didn't expect it to be. But sub 123 is more than enough for what I was aiming for. Do a full debrief when I get home or in the next couple of days for a video, but yeah, happy. 1:22:58. Welcome to Tuesday the 23rd of May, 2 days after Great Manchester run, where I PB'd by 5 minutes. So a little bit of a chat on a recovery run here, just getting the legs the blood flowing around the legs. Just a little chat about it. So the goal was always sub 1:25, and then seeing how close we can get to 1:20 within that. I got to the race village about 7:30, which is when it opened. Dropped my bag off. Annoyingly forgot my heart rate strap, which I wear the Garmin Pro or Garmin Run, whichever one it is. And as such, I didn't have no heart rate data to go off, which I didn't realise until I was stood on the start line. The goal was always to start around about 3:55 to 4s, nice and steady. I wanted the first 5k to be in 20 minutes. So first 5k went by, started off a bit quick with 3:50, 3:45. Second one was about 4 minutes, so I slowed down. And then, I don't know if this is a reoccurring theme or a sign that I'm tapering right, but the same happened in Manchester Marathon. The first 5k I felt awful. Obviously I didn't have my heart rate to go off because I forgot the strap. I only had my wrist heart rate, which in all honesty wasn't accurate because it was saying my heart rate was 190 at one point, and I was like, I never get to 190 unless I'm like deep in the pain cave, and after 2k I wasn't. But itchy leg. Oh, there we go. Anyway, the joys of running in the country, you get bit by gnats. So yeah, I followed this guy called Brian, and then I remember about 7k, and it stuck with me because Ben is running talks about it when he was in Boston and when he went to Copenhagen. The pace you're going is so splintered. There isn't like Manchester Marathon, for example. There was so many of us going for sub 3 that you were never like without a pack, you were never on your own. So I remember coming away from the Etihad and feeling like I'm in the middle of nowhere. The guys behind me were going a bit too soft, and the guys in front of me were going a bit too hard, like I mentioned. So I tagged on to this guy called Brian and made a conscious effort that, like Ben's run said, where he made a decision to go with the pack or drop back. I made a decision that I was going to go with the front pack. So I put a bit of an effort, a bit of a surge in around about 7-8k to catch up with them. Yeah, the one criticism I would have a Great Manchester Run is if you're running the half marathon, the crowds aren't geared up for you. So the first half you run with very little crowds, you might get a little bit of the Etihad. Again, Man City were playing that day, lifting trophies, so there's loads of people around nice and early. And even in the second half, you don't get many, purely because, well, the 10k doesn't start till about 11. Most of the half marathon runners have finished before then. So that's the only criticism I'd have. The atmosphere could probably be a little bit better if they put a bit more emphasis in the half marathon. And there's a particular bit where you zigzag around Old Trafford, and as you come around Old Trafford, there's a little bit of an incline just as you come around. And as you come around that incline, I remember Brian putting a bit of a surge, or what I thought was a surge at the time, and he pulled away from me. And I checked my watch, and we were doing 4-minute Ks, which is a little bit slow for my behalf. Cheers guys, thank you. I was doing 4-minute Ks, which is a little bit slow from what I wanted. And then we were looking at how much could I cling on to him. Just wanted to keep Brian in view. He wasn't too far ahead of me, he was about 100 meters maybe, if that. So at this point, with Brian about 100 meters ahead of me, we had about 4k to go. And at this point I was genuinely considering like stopping for a minute. And I knew that I was on for sub 125 as long as I kept going. But I thought that 123 might have been on if I could hold the pace I was on, which was 3:55s. I'm going to have to turn around in a minute, so come to the canal, touch the bridge, and then back the way I've just come. So that's 4k to this bridge from my door, and then back this way. I remember sort of dropping down to like 4s at this point. I think I had like 2 or 3k, so I put here like 4, I think it was 4:04 and 4. And they were tough, like I thought I was going to go, I thought I was just going to fall off. And then we got to
I think we got to about 200 metres out, and I looked at my watch again and I saw that I had about 30 seconds on my watch to get in. And at this point I could see the finish line, but I couldn't make out what times was on the thing. And bear in mind, I probably started like gun time about 2 seconds after it went off. So I was probably going about, I mean, well, you can see from the splits, the last 100 metres was 3:17 pace. So I did sprint finish. But at this point I was really pushing it now, really like on the limit. I was like, I'll put it this way, I got to the finish line, they offered me a sick bag because they thought I was going to throw up. I could still see Brian just in the distance, and I remember seeing the clock for the first time and it said I had 10 seconds. Now I'm not sure how far this was, although it felt like it was about 400 metres. It was probably only about 50 or 60. And I put my foot, I accelerated again, kicked, and as I crossed the timing mat, I saw 1:22.59 on the clock. And then, yeah, that was it. I got my t-shirt, got my medal, which, to be honest, considering it was the 20th anniversary, it's not that good. I don't think the Great Run medals are that good. They might look like, they might feel expensive and look expensive, but the overall design's a bit, I'll put it on screen now, it's a bit naff. But yeah, so got back to my phone, checked my time, 1:22.58. Bang on a 5-minute PB after I set a 1:27.58 in Manchester Marathon a few weeks ago. So delighted with that. Made up, put a picture on Instagram that's really good, which I'll put here with my shoe socks on, and they've shared it. I've been getting loads of follows, a few more hits on my YouTube. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a good week running wise. So yeah, plan now, back into base building for a few weeks before we start a 10k plan, just to get some speed before Berlin. So lots of this really easy stuff. So yeah, next goal, 250 is probably the least, the minimum goal I want to get for Berlin. I'd really like to go sub 250. Thought someone was behind me then. But given that that was a 1:23, just 2:45 seemed too out of the question. I'd probably need a 1:18.5 to do that. So I'd need to take about another 5 minutes off. And then that would give me enough buffer to go like 1:20, or 1:22 back to back, or 1:23 back to back. Well, I'd need 1:22, wouldn't I, for 2:44. Quick maths. That's the 8k recovery run done. Average heart rate 139, average pace 5:55. So nice and easy. Anyway, so that's it. In now, something to eat, and chilling out the rest of the day. Work's done. So yeah, see you in a few videos time. In a few days time. See you in a few See you in a few runs time. See you later.